Welcome to our home and another story and beautiful, beautiful song from Barry. So I hope I haven't shared this story before, but if I have, the message is really, really good. So when we were 24, we had moved to Los Angeles, and Barry was in his third year of medical school, and I had the amazing opportunity to be in graduate school with Leo Biscaglia. It was incredible. The classes were really small. I got to be with him a lot, and his classes were so much fun, and the exams were just filled you with giggles. They were so funny and so much fun to take. And he always went around hugging people, and this was a time when nobody hugged anybody. And Barry and I were kind of quiet, unassuming people. I don't know, just kind of ordinary, I'd say. And here we were.
We still are.
Okay.
Quiet, unassuming, ordinary people.
Kinda. So here we are with this amazing man. Plus, he was almost our neighbor, just two houses between where he lived and where we ended up living. So we got to be with him a lot. And I loved Leo. Everybody loved Leo. But the thing I loved the most is that he would look deeply into people and see their beauty and point it out. So at that time, I was very shy, and I felt like I felt very inferior to everyone. I felt like everyone was better than me. Even you, Barry.
Oh, how could you feel that?
But I learned. We're the same. So my sense of self-worth was really pretty low. And he would, every day, he would point out beauty, and I think what meant the most was one day he looked at me and he said, "Oh, your sensitivity is so beautiful. It's such a gift to the world." And nobody in my life had ever said such a thing. I could hardly believe it. And I guess he sensed that because he said it every day then for several weeks until he got that I really believed it. So it was so life-changing for me and so uplifting. And I began to think, maybe I could do this for someone else. Or is it just him? It's just that he has the gift. So, and I wanted to try it out. So, I at this point, I always said wonderful things to you. So he wasn't really a good trial for me. But we had a friend. It was a cousin of Barry's, and he was a year ahead in medical school, and he came for dinner. And I thought, this is my chance. And towards the end of dinner and towards the end of the evening, I started just appreciating him because there were such beautiful qualities about him. And I thought he'd be really happy, but he looked really depressed. And he started hanging his head, and he refused to look at me, and he left. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just did it totally wrong. And maybe it is only Leo that has this ability. I felt a lot of shame, especially when he left without even hardly saying goodbye. So then he moved to do his residency on the East Coast, and we didn't see him for a full year until we were visiting. And Barry wanted to see him, and I didn't really because I felt so much shame. Anyway, Barry said no. He's my cousin. I want to see him. We're right here. So we saw him, and we were taking a walk, and he said to me, "Do you remember that night?" And my face just got red, and I felt all this shame come over me. I said, I do remember that night that you left. without saying goodbye. And he said, no one in my life had ever appreciated me like you were. No one had ever seen beauty like that. I didn't know how to respond. It was so intense for me that as soon as I got to the East Coast, I went into therapy. And it took months for me to understand my reaction to what you were doing. And he said, I just can hardly thank you enough, because you've changed my life. You've changed my perception of myself, and now I give appreciations to other people, just like you were trying to give to me. And I'm like, wow, we just can't measure the effect of our appreciation. It might seem like nothing has happened, and yet brewing inside a person's heart is this amazing transformation. So we want to really encourage you to reach out to others and appreciate them wherever you go. Even if you're at the grocery line and you to the checker, or to wherever, a friend, a relative, your children, your parents, really reach out and point out their beauty. It'll have a marvelous effect on them, and it'll feel so good in your heart too.
That story Joyce wrote about in our first book, The Shared Heart, and it's so important. It's so important. We were just also realizing that you can never judge, by the effect positive words have on somebody. Because like my cousin, he just kind of looked down, and Joyce thought she failed by appreciating. So you can never judge, what's going on inside. So you may give a deep appreciation to someone, and they need to go to therapy for several months to work it out. Even that's wonderful. So don't ever stop. Don't ever stop seeing beauty and pointing it out. Don't ever stop. In these hearts we join together. In these hearts we know the truth. In these hearts we love forever. In these hearts we're all made new. In these hearts, in these hearts, in these hearts, we're like the sun. In these hearts, in these hearts, in these hearts, we all are one. We join together. In these hearts we know the truth. In these hearts we love forever. In these hearts we're all made new. In these hearts, in these hearts, in these hearts, we're like the sun. sun. In these hearts, in these hearts, in these hearts, we all are one. And just close your eyes a moment and just appreciate your own beauty. Appreciate your own beautiful heart. And then just resolve inside that when you see beauty in someone, you don't stay silent. You can speak it. You can point out the wonder and beauty of someone. And then just trust that it actually changes lives. Okay, open your eyes. You got it? Okay, can you do it? Of course you can. We can all do that.
You'll find it'll bring so much joy into your own life as you do this more and more. And of course, you appreciate those that are closest to you also. All right. Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate whenever you send us a little comment or an email. It means so much, and it keeps us going.
Absolutely. It feels so good to hear something that we said or some part of the video that touched you.
Yeah, anything.
It's wonderful.
All right.
All right.
Well, bless you.
All our love to you.